I'm Teacher Belia and I am your MAPI teacher for today. Today, we will talk about perennial community health problems and environmental problems in the Philippines. Our objectives for today's lesson: number 1, enumerate the different community health problems. Number 2, describe the environmental problems in the Philippines. And number 3, suggest ways to prevent and manage environmental issues in the Philippines. But before we start our discussion, let's try to answer these pre-tests. Picture analysis. Examine the pictures in the next slides and try to think of the possible community health or environmental problems present in the given scenario. Let us define community health. It is an art and science of maintaining, protecting, and improving the health of all members in the community through organized and sustained community effort. There are 7 perennial community health problems. Number 1 is human secreta and sewage. It is the human feces and urine and garbage. Number 2 is disease control. What are the things which the government do to protect the community? Number 3, peace and order. Number 4, waste disposal. Number 5, food sanitation. Number 6, water supply. And number 7, drug abuse prevention and control in the community. Different perennial problems happens to the different regions of the country. They vary according to the factors like economy, politics, geography, culture, and social context. And now, let us move on to the solid waste management. But before that, let us define what is solid waste. Solid waste is commonly known as trash or garbage. Here in the Philippines, we have Solid Waste Management Program under the Republic Act 9003 or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2002. This Republic Act provides for a systematic, comprehensive, and ecological waste management program to ensure the protection of public health and environment. It also helps lessen the amount of refuse in our country. Under the Republic Act 9003, Section 10, the LGUs should ensure that their local solid waste management at the barangay, municipal, and provincial levels are ecological. That's why here in Taguig, kung saan tayo ang bida, we have the CENRO or the City Environment and Natural Resources Office and the SWAMO, Solid Waste Management Office. And now, let's talk about what is refuse. Refuse is a general term applied to solid and semi-solid waste materials other than human excreta. Proper ways of storage, garbage disposal, and recycling. Letter A, garbage. Leftover food from kitchen and food establishments. Rubbish. Waste materials such as bottles, broken glasses, waste paper, and piece of metal and other wrapping materials. Ashes. Leftover from burning wood and coals. Dead animals such as dogs, cats, rats, and chicken usually run over by the street and public highways. Stable manure. Animal manure from stable. Street sweeping like dust, leaves, cigarette butts, waste paper, and other material that are swept from the street. Night soil. It is a human waste normally wrapped and thrown to the street and sidewalks. Yard cutting, such as leaves, branches, grass, and similar material produced during cleaning of gardens and after storm. The amount of refuse produced is affected by many factors such as climate, season of the year, industries present, economic condition of family, and geographical location. The satisfaction handling of refuse may be considered under three headings, namely storage, collection, and waste disposal. What is waste disposal? It is the proper disposal of discarded or discharged materials in accordance with local environmental guidelines or laws. Solid management system. Those are control of generation, storage collection, transfer and transport, processing, and disposal of solid waste. Solid waste compose the following. Number 1 is compostable. Number 2 is recyclables. Number 3, non-recyclable and non-compostable. Number 4 is special waste, hazardous household waste.
Wastes refer to used or consumed products or materials. A very good example of this is garbage. Garbage emits foul odor and makes us sick. Waste management refers to the practice of proper waste disposal. The kind of waste management we follow nowadays is the 5 R's of waste management, which stands for reduce, reuse, recycle, repair, and recover. This aims to promote a clean and healthy environment, to transform garbage into something useful, and to make the earth zero waste, or free of any garbage or waste material. The following is the definition of each R. Reduce. It simply means reducing or lessening the amount of possible waste materials. Example: using big eco bag to carry many items as one instead of individually placing the items to a plastic bag. Reuse. It means to use again for the same purpose the materials as much as possible. Example: using old hand-me-down clothes. Recycle. It means processing waste materials to make another product. Example: making old newspapers into paper ornament. Repair is fixing or restoring broken items so that these will be used again. Example: repainting tables and chairs. Recover. It means taking energy or materials from wastes to be converted into new resources. Example: making animal manure into fertilizer for plants. Designing a product out of local recyclable solid or liquid materials in making useful products as an application of the 5 R's of waste material. Waste management is important for us and for the environment. This leads to the conservation of natural resources and can save space in landfills. We can be profitable from it by selling recyclable and recycled materials. It also decreases the amount of waste for disposal, which thereby prevents the effects of pollution. Waste management is also important for public health. Let us help combat environmental problems by managing our wastes properly.
A clean and safe environment is important in achieving a healthy community. Protecting the health of a community involves protecting the environment from health hazards. It is more costly for a community to treat rather than prevent disease. Children must be taught how pollution affects people's lives. You can reach out to younger generations and help them to be aware of the proper disposal of waste to prevent pollution. And now, let us enumerate the environmental problems in the Philippines. Natural resources and biodiversity explain why the Philippines is a rich country, putting our home into the rare list of nations which have both a hotspot and mega diversity area for over 6,000 plant species, and also numerous animal species inhabited this area. However, despite or perhaps because of their richness and massive importance to the environment and human as well, the forests face continuing destruction and possible extinction. The number one environmental problem in our country is deforestation. Deforestation is the destruction of big areas of forest, clearing or thinning of forests by humans to make the land available for other uses. Number 2 is flash flood. Flash flood is a sudden flood of great volume usually caused by a heavy rain in a short period of time, generally less than 6 hours. We have also soil erosion. Soil erosion happens when soil and rock are moved from one place to another by wind, water, and gravity. Causes of soil erosion: deforestation, building of roads, agriculture, urbanization, and mining. Number 4 is illegal mining. Illegal mining is a mining activity that is undertaken without state permission, in particular in absence of land rights, mining licenses, and exploration or mineral transportation permits. Number 5 is coral reef degradation. It is defined as the degradation and potential mass death of the ocean's corals. Next, we have pollution. There are 4 types of pollution. Number 1 is air pollution. It refers to the release of pollutants into the air that are detrimental to human health and the planet as a whole. Number 2 is water pollution. It defined as the contamination of a stream, river, lake, ocean, or any other stretch of water, depleting water quality and making it toxic for the environment and humans. Number 3 is land pollution. The deposition of solid or liquid waste materials on land or underground in a manner that can contaminate the soil and groundwater and threaten public health. And number 4 is noise pollution. Noise pollution is the excessive sound that causes hearing loss, stress, fatigue, irritability, tension, headaches, and high blood pressure. And that's the end of our lesson for today. Thank you for listening.